Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will tell you how to remember vocabulary in English. Before we continue, have you subscribed or not? If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, okay? If a native speaker of your target language spoke to you, how much of their speech do you think you could understand? Your answer, of course, depends a lot on your vocabulary skills.
In this video, we are going to cover 4 tips for remembering vocabulary quickly.
When you learn new vocabulary words, you increase your skills in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. As you learn language, you gain the ability to recognize words and learn when to use them. It's important to have a vocabulary that covers a range of topics so that you can understand important announcements, safety informations between friends, and posts on social media. Then, when you have found common vocabulary, the next step is to remembering the vocabulary. And in this video, I will tell you how to memorize vocabulary in English easily and quickly. Why? This is based on my experience in remembering each vocabulary. Just go ahead and this is the video.
The first is write and listen to the pronunciation.
Okay, so for example, you want to remember the vocabulary book, and then write down the vocabulary, how to write it and how to pronounce it. Usually in the dictionary it's written directly with the pronunciations, so you just write it over and over again, not just once but repeat it over and over. Repeat again and again. Repeat it many times until you really understand how to write and remember vocabulary.
The second one is using sticky note.
After vocabulary is written on the sticky note, then you paste it in strategic place. It can be pasted in your room, it can be in the living room, or for example, the object you want to memorize the vocabulary is around you, paste the sticky note there. For example, if you want to memorize vocabulary about meja in English table, put the sticky note that has written on the table, so it will be easier to memorize. But if the object isn't in your place, put in the sticky note in the strategic place where you often pass or see it often, or on your room.
The third tips is less important. I often use it and it works. The third is show a picture or draw.
Once again, because I am a visual learner, so I have to see first before I can get stuck in my brain. Just can't understand that. So I draw the vocabulary that I wanted to memorize. Then after I draw it, it seemed more, oh, I know that vocabulary. For example, I want to memorize table, so I draw it. It makes us more remember with what vocabulary do you want to memorize, or what we memorize the most. Once again, you don't need a lot of vocabularies. A maximum of 10 vocabularies in a day is enough, depending on how much you can afford. How to draw it? Usually, I draw first what vocabulary I want to memorize them, and then underneath, I repeat the practice. I write down the English version and then what the pronunciations like. More able to make me remember with the vocabulary what I want to memorize.
The last is make a sentence.
So, based on the vocabulary that I wanted to memorize earlier, I make a sentence. For example, you make a simple sentence and you don't need a complicated sentence. What the purpose? The purpose is we want to memorize the vocabulary so that it's easy for us to memorize vocabulary about meja in English, table. So the sentence could be like, I put my bag on the table. So the sentence is simple, but it already contains the vocabulary we want to memorize. So the recap in this video, we talk about 4 tips to memorizing vocabularies. They were write and listen to the pronunciation, using a sticky note, show a picture or draw, make a sentence. These tips are fun and effective ways to help you reach your vocabulary goals. Practice these tips, and I have practiced these tips and it works. And how about you guys? Try to practice these tips, and after you practice it, write the result in the comment column. Work for you too or not, okay? If you have other tips for increasing vocabulary or for memorizing vocabulary, those are also your tips. Just write directly in the comment column as well, so we can share with our friends so that many friends can speak English. See you in the next video. Bye bye!